guys, Kim here. Welcome to Backyard Blooms. In today's video, we are going to do maintenance in my rose garden. This is my formal rose garden, and I call it my David Austin Rose Garden, of course. And I thought I was going to have opposition this morning because I'm going to show you a little clip. There was a backhoe that was over on the side, and then of course it came across the backyard, and I think they're going to try to fix some drainage. So I was like, oh boy, like what am I going to be able to get done today? So I came out here and I started to film, and I'm like, well, I'll just voice over because I'm off today and I need to get something done today. And here I am. So when I came over here to the rose garden, of course I've got to deadhead, and I'm going to show you how I do that today. I'm going to use my Vego 2 pruners, but there was Japanese beetles all over my roses, and you guys, I just feel like they're so disgusting. So you know, you got several options. You can either spray, which a lot of people don't like to spray because you're concerned about the bees, even though I've never really seen bees on my roses. They like so many more things in my garden than my roses, like lots more things. Like for one, the nepeta, and what else do they love that they're all over? My gara. I'm trying to think of something else that they're like, oh, the salvia. Like they love at least those three plants so much more than my roses. So here it is, you guys. Disgusting. So that's all I did was just kind of, they were all over the rose, and there may have been 10 on one, and I just flicked them in there because they were kind of still sleeping. Early in the morning, you can catch them sleeping on the plants. Are not as active, I guess. They're like, their bellies are full, and they're like, oh, I'm just gonna lay here and take a nap. They're more lazy. So yeah, here they are. So this, what this is water with Dawn in it. So that's soapy water, and when you put the soap in it, they can't climb out. So they kind of drown, which is, I know it sounds inhumane, but it's inhumane that they eat my roses too. If they stayed out of my garden, I wouldn't have to do this to them, right? And the one reason why I like to just kind of take care of these Japanese beetles is because they have a life cycle. So they're full adults now. So what they're going to do next is they're going to, once they're done, they're going to like bury themselves in the ground, and then they're going to lay eggs. And one Japanese beetle can like lay 100 eggs. So just from one, then you get to 100. So if you don't take care of it, then you're going to have like a major problem. So I always like tend to take care of my sod, but I need to be better about putting stuff to kill Japanese beetles in my garden. And the noise has already started. I thought I can get out here and take care of some stuff, but that backhoe's moving some rocks, so I guess so they can get to the area that they need to get to. But what I want to do is deadhead. I probably need to spray for spider mites on my sprinter boxwoods. I need to do that today as well. I need to get a big sprayer because I've got so many boxwoods in this area. There's like 80 boxwoods in this location right here, so I need to put something in that's more concentrated and put it in a sprayer. So we're going to do that today. I like to feed my roses with plant food, and I'm going to do that with Max C, and I'm going to share that with you today as well. I'm going to show you how to deadhead. I'll pull some weeds if I see weeds, and then I have spent alliums in here too. Some of the alliums still look really, really pretty, even though they don't have any color on them, but some are like pretty much done and need to be pulled out. Now, I'm really, really curious, and I'm sure in some zones it's cool enough for the alliums to come back. I have not had any experience with alliums coming back. If they do come back, it just has foliage but no bloom. So what I'm going to do is just completely pull the bulbs out. They're really expensive bulbs. I think when I bought 50 of them, I think I spent like maybe $200 or a little bit more than that for 50 alliums. But next year, I don't think maybe I'll buy as much, but I really, really liked, like when I had 5 in the corner and 5 in another corner. It was really, really, really striking. And the alliums are so pretty for me in my area up against these roses. So you just kind of weigh if it's worth it to you, and let me know, like comment in your zone, like if you're in zone 6, if you're up in Michigan, do your alliums come back for you? I feel like Laura with Garden Answer always said that her alliums came back But like I said, for me, like tulips, they don't come back very well because they don't have a really cold period. So maybe it's just that we don't have enough cold period here for the alliums to come back. And you guys, even though I have a really good invisible deer fence, they broke through, and you can see that they got some of this right here. So still battling that. I could put some deer deterrent on these. I have some, so I might as well like put it around the perimeter of it, but I don't know what to do. Like, I feel like I'm always battling something in the garden, and I guess that's just gardening, which is fine. And oh, Dawn, my neighbor, the one that helps me video sometimes, she has a baby fawn that was near her big green, not her emerald green arborvitaes, her big, oh, they're big ones, big arborvitaes, and I'll show you a picture. It looked like it was just born. Like, they're so daggone cute, and I love seeing them like in a distance. I just don't want them to come in my garden and eat. Paul says that we may have to end up putting like a big fence. But you guys, they'll jump the fence if they really want to get in here and eat my plants. They're going to do it. But yeah, they got them a little snacky. And then on my hydrangeas, they got a snack, and I had to repair my broken fishing line. But for the most part, I would have never had this many blooms and that many blooms on my hydrangeas if I didn't like do something. And it's helped, but it's not prevented it totally. So yeah, we'll come back and we'll put down some deer deterrent too. So if they do get in or they jump in, and maybe like jumping through my little arbor, possibly, I don't know. I like to put a camera. Like, that might be something I might do today. I might go to Cabela's or somewhere like that and get me like some kind of camera where we can just see at nighttime what they're doing, because they come at nighttime. And I know Sasha got out at like 4 o'clock at night. She wanted to come out and pee, and she was barking, and then you could hear the deer like snort real loud to let the other ones know that something's, you know, their prey is around them. So I know that there were deer down here like really, really early in the morning where I can't see them. We're gonna do that. We're gonna fertilize. We're going to give plant food. I could like give these plants some rose tone as well. They probably would really like that. I would have to go to a store to buy rose tone today if I did that. And everything else looks really pretty. I could like come back and like just kind of prune these up a little bit, but I don't feel like they need it. I think they're really, really pretty. Like I said, the number one thing about boxwoods is spider mites. And I hate that we have to battle spider mites, but we do. The new foliage looks really, really pretty. It's just the older foliage. And of course, whenever you prune, you're getting down into the older foliage too. These sprinter boxwoods are great because you can keep them at 2 feet or you can keep them at 4 feet. So I like to kind of keep them at my knee level. That's kind of like my guide right now. And then there's some like sprigs that are like need to be pruned up. We'll prune those up. Weeds. Well, I think that's pretty much all. Like, I do have some bird bass, so make sure you clean your bird bass out every now and then and fill them up with water. Like I said, I'm in zone 8, Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm sure the birds appreciate a little bit of water. And I cleaned them up the other day so they don't look so bad, but maybe we'll just clean them up on camera. I just clean them up with a sponge and then fill them back up with water. Everything is on drip here, so I don't have to worry about watering, like everything. My lavender is on drip. My Galloway urn behind me is on drip. Everything's on drip. And then make sure you watch my video if you have not on the front yard landscape garden maintenance on that. And then I did the west side garden that just came out today actually. So I did the maintenance on the west side garden. I kind of give you a little garden tour as well. I'll talk about the plants and I'll talk about what roses I have in here. I'll give you the roses names, and then I'll even like look up the specs for you and tell you if it's right for your zone. But we bought these bare roots from David Austin Rose. If I really do like the bare root method. I was intimidated at first, but it's really, really easy. It's not that bad. And all of these were planted bare root. In this garden right here, I have 5 in the front 2 gardens and 4 roses in the other gardens. And like I said, I probably have like 18 of the sprinter boxwoods all around each quadrant. I have 4 quadrants. And I see another one. Get in there. Ah, jeez. All right, so I think that all sounds good. So I'm just going to grab my supplies. I'm going to get my pop-up bag, my pruners, some gloves, and then I'm going to show you how to deadhead first and get that taken care of. And then I need to go to the store and get some rose tone and some stuff for the spider mite because I don't have enough in the concentrate to pour into a sprayer. I think that's about it. So come garden with me today, you guys. All right, you guys, I got my pop-up bag. I got deer rabbit repellent to kind of put around the perimeter. And then I've got my Maxi, I just see a butterfly on one of the, what's it called? Not verbena. Verbena? Yeah, verbena. No, can't think of the name. I got my gloves. I really like these H2O gloves. I have my watering thing for plant food and my Vego 2 pruners. Let me show you this butterfly.
Thank you.
Look how pretty, you guys. So this is a black swallowtail. And I'm trying to think, it's not verbena. Is this verbena? It's jazzberry. All right, you guys, so this is deer damage right here. If you see something that looks like they just chopped it off perfectly for you, that's deer. So they kind of starting on this hedge over here and working their way. I guess I'm glad that I didn't come and do it myself because I really thought the deer were gonna just stay away. But they're not. So they were all the way up here in the garden. Thank goodness I've got so many, huh? And there's the butterfly again. Jazzberry Superbena. And then if you hear the noise, this is where the backhoe is working at, just right here behind my yard. He's removing, I guess, some rocks or something to get over there. One of my neighbors has some really bad drainage problem, and you could like bury a car in the erosion area that the water has eroded it in. Like her whole side of her heel is gonna fall off. Actually, I'm just cutting all this off. There's no blooms on it whatsoever, and the deer had pretty much ate on that. I'm just gonna bring this all the way back down. I'm gonna save these two because there's still two real pretty buds on there. But whenever I do prune, I try to cut right above the 5 leaves. You can see there's 5 leaves right here, and I like to prune outwards, like away from, not inwards, because I don't want my growth to go inwards. I want it to go outwards. So I would for up this one, and I would go for this one, and I would prune like right here, right above this one. It would look something similar to that. And then of course, if it's got a flower on it, I just prune, just get the one that's dead. And then this right here, this is my allium, and I'm just gonna, see it just pulled up. I didn't even have to dig the bulb up. There's my spent allium. Whoop, 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 whoop. There's a weed. And there's the allium that I just pulled up the bulb. The whole bulb came up. That one never really made it very well. I have 2 alliums here. I'm gonna pull up. Yeah, it just kind of broke off right at the bulb. I said I was gonna save some of these for my Christmas tree, but I pretty much let them dry too much. I don't think they're that pretty anymore. Like I said, just prune up some of the boxwoods that are out of control. And look, I have some slugs too. Look at this thing. So you could either put Sluggo down, or you could even bury a can of beer, or put a can of beer even with the ground, and they'll find its way in there and it'll drown them as well. Someone said that to use Pabst Blue Ribbon beer because it's more yeasty. There you go. So they do damage too. Alright guys, there's just too much going on for me to like video and show you with the background noise. So I'm going to take this opportunity. I still have to run to either Pikes or some type of nursery to get, I need to get rose tone, I need to get the stuff to kill spider mites for my sprinter boxwoods. And what else do I need to get? I definitely need to do that. And so I've got another exciting project with Diana Lynn. I need to get that other video out where I did her planter boxes for her along with her fence because they're so pretty. And she did like a really cute Instagram short and like told me how much she appreciated it and how much it made a difference in her storefront. So anyways, I need to go get some black concrete stain for her for a new project. I'm really excited about that, to do that for her, to invite more people to her store. And yeah, so let's go to the nursery, let's go to Home Depot and get the stain, and then I need to drop the stain off to her so someone can stain the cinder blocks for me for the new planter boxes so I can get everything planted up. And I've like contacted King's Nursery, they're gonna help me out with the project too, and then I also contacted Stone's Nursery, so hopefully they'll be able to help me out with some spiral boxwoods and some boxwoods for her planter boxes. So I'm really excited about that project, so let's go shopping. Okay, flyer friends, I'm at Pike's Nursery, and this is where we're gonna go look for our buy a tone. They have all the tones, and this place is about maybe 30 minutes from my home. So let's go in and take a look at all the tones. Before we go in, listen to the soothing sound of this water, minus all the other cars around me. They got this vine wire, which is kind of cool. Creeping Jenny. We have the Mexican sunflower. I think that's what it's called. It's like a purple bloom. Sun Patience. And this is like a Angelona. I've got the pink, but isn't this so pretty? I'm gonna have to plant more Angelona. I really do like it. And they just have a real peaceful little pond right here. Look at the lily pads. The fish. It's a real pretty display. Here's all the flowers out front. White petunias. Some kind of grass. And then lantana and celosia. Real pretty combination together. You're wanting white and something vibrant. Those are pretty. The spurge. So while I was in here, I do want to buy some Milorganite. Milorganite is supposed to help deter the deer away because it's made from human urine or something like that. So I'm going to buy a bag of Milorganite. I put it down before and it helped for about 4 weeks maybe. So I'm just going to put it around the perimeter and hopefully it will like deter the deer from coming up into the garden. So I'm going to grab a bag of the Milorganite. And just FYI, you need to put this down in like big clumps. You don't want to just spread it down evenly, it won't work. I learned my lesson from that. So I'm going to pick up a bag of Milorganite. I'm not going to use a spreader. And then let's come over here. So this is where they have all of the fertilizer. And I do love the Espoma. Let's see, they do not have rose tone. Oh, no rose tone. So they have tree tone, plant tone, holly tone. No rose tone. Daggone it. Not even in a small bag. I do need some biotone because I'm out. All right, so this is my option. Since for my roses, I would love to do the rose tone, but I don't have it. So I could even use holly tone, but my first choice would probably be plant tone. Rose tone, plant tone second. I'll get my 3 fingers up. And then third choice would be the holly tone. And I've never bought Dr. Earth before. Let's see, I don't even know if they have anything for roses. This is for like flower garden. There's a starter fertilizer that would be like biotone. Well, no rose tone. So I guess I should have planned ahead of time and got it off Amazon. That's the only thing about me is that I don't plan ahead, except for the beginning of the year when like March comes, and then I definitely am able to grab everything. So I'm gonna grab me plant tone for my roses, and then I'd like to get another bag for my hydrangeas too. Or you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get plant tone today because I'm doing my project today, and then I'm gonna order rose tone off Amazon, which I'll have that link in my description. And then the other thing on my list, look, you can buy ladybugs too to help battle aphids and all that good stuff. Wish they ate Japanese beetles.
I got them back in.
Yeah. I just said I wish they ate Japanese beetles. But they don't. Let's see.
Does praying mantis
Eat Japanese beetles? I don't know. But they damage, they eat a whole hummingbird. Yes. If you see a praying mantis on your hummingbird feeder, get it off because they'll eat a whole hummingbird. This is what these look like. All right, so the next thing that I need is for spider mites. So right here, there's Mite X. I can use that. I can use Captain Jack's Dead Bug, which is I really like, but I need to get it. I'm not spraying as many boxwoods. Well, this would probably be okay because I could hook it up to my water hose, but I like to put it in a sprayer. So this is concentrate, so I can either get this one, and I believe, I need to look it up, you guys, and I need to ask. I think if it's got this orange symbol, that it's more organic, that it's not as bad for your pollinators as one that does not have it. I believe. I need to ask somebody about that. But they're all systemic, and I know this works too for spider mites as well. Let's see. Spider mites right there. I might try something different. Since I've been using the Captain Jack's Dead Bug, I might try something different. What's the price? Same price, $24.99, $24.99. If you have a small area, you can get something like this. So that's my choice. I mean, I guess this says for your roses, that kills the Japanese beetles right there. But like we said, I really hate to spray if you can just pick them off and put them in soapy water, unless you have a really bad infestation. Like if you have 1,000 of these on one plant, I'm not picking and putting 1,000 of them in. And then they have different sprayers too. This is something similar that you might want to, if you got a big concentrate and you have a big area, something like this. But I think the one I have at home is gonna work well. You can also put it in this and hook it up to your water faucet. But honestly, I have a really hard time getting my hose nozzle, not nose, hose nozzle off, personally. All right, that's that. So I need to grab my cart and grab the things that I need. And I'm so disappointed that they don't have rose tone. No rose tone. Wah, wah, wah. I need to pick up a few more garden labels too while I'm here too, because I'm out of those. Love these copper garden labels, and then you just get like a really nice garden pen that's more like a, oh, it's not a Sharpie, but the garden pen stays on there nicer, which I have one at home. And while we're here, let's just take a peek at what they have in the nursery. The fans are going a little noisy in here, but I like to come just to see what's in bloom. So right now, we have coneflowers in bloom, daylilies. I planted a bunch of daylilies last year, and they didn't bloom last year, but they did this year. Love that. Lots of coneflowers. Oh, look at this color. But I don't think that's the true color. This one's raspberry truffle, which I've got something from Proven Winners like that. And then these right here are so vibrant. Wouldn't this be pretty on my west side garden with those other daylilies? This color with that punkster blue is gorgeous. And then there's salvia that's in bloom. Coneflower's pretty with this double bloom. Let's see. More coneflowers. I bought some of these last year too, and they're just starting to bloom in my cottage garden. Look, they have that angel's wings that I've got in my garden. So pretty. I love this spike too with that hot pink variegation on it. And then we have the daylilies on the end. And then just painting over. I think this is so gorgeous, you guys. If you have like a whole side of your house that's like tall and doesn't have much windows, I think this trellis with these window boxes are really pretty. I originally thought they were made like that, but they're not. They put the window boxes, zip tied them on there. But I love the look. Do you guys like that look? I think it's really, really pretty. But I've already got trellises on my side. And then painting over here, we got the Proven Winners Serendipity, which I really like. By the way, deer do not like this. So that's something that you could plant that deer do not like. And the reason why they don't like it is in the onion family. And when they break into this, it smells like onion, but you don't smell it until you break into it. So they have a Proven Winners brand, and then they have an off-brand. I wouldn't even say off-brand. They had this Millennium ornamental onion too. We have lamb's ear, which I have not planted lamb's ear. Can you believe that? I've not planted. And then they have, this is the jasmine, but I have the summer and snow, and Miss Dawn bought this and she really likes this one. But this is still the Asiatic jasmine called Summer Sunset. And look at the color variation on that. This is a good ground cover, so that's nice. You've got lots of spare room, especially towards the front. Ground cover would be perfect, and that actually helps prevent weeds, you guys, and erosion if you're on a hill. I've never bought tick seed before. I do have coreopsis. It's just I didn't know it was really called tick seed. This is a red variety. You like red in your garden. And they have a yellow too, which I have a yellow version of it. Oh, this was really full. It's like a nice plant. And this one is called Ruby Frost. Attracts butterflies. Love my butterflies. And this is more of a perennial lantana, which I planted some of that this past year too already. I don't have any goldenrod. This is a dwarf goldenrod called Little Lemon. It's not quite in bloom yet, but if you come to the nursery and you buy something every single month that's in bloom, then you're going to have something all year round that's in bloom. Oh, I love this Monarda. Like, maybe I need to try Monarda again. This one's called Sugar Buzz Bubblegum Blast. Isn't this fun? Ooh, I like that a lot. And then I like this purple one too, Purple Rooster. And it says that deer don't like it either. The only thing that I don't like when I planted Monarda before was that it got powdery mildew on it. And this one's called Grape Gumball. It's a pretty color too. And then they have Monarda Be Merry. A little bit more red. I do love this bubblegum. Bubblegum Blast. There you guys go, Bubblegum Blast. This is a little bit taller Monarda called Jacob Klein. Spurge. Actually, Dawn was wanting this color. This one's called Miner's Merlot. I might have to grab her one while they have it here. She was wanting one of these. She's already got this rainbow ascot, which I have too. Ascot rainbow. Spurge is really pretty. And I have the blue one, but this one is a different variety called Merlot. I really like the red stem on there too. Now we're starting to get over into the shade loving stuff over here. We have Gara, lots of daylilies, dianthesis. Ooh, this one's pretty. This one's called Stephanie Returns. I like that bloom. Lots of buds on there too. I don't have Stephanie Returns, and I like this apricot sparkles too. It's pretty. And then I have something very similar to this that just bloomed out. This one's called Porcelain Ruffles. Isn't that pretty? Of course, these daylilies come back every single year and they multiply year after year. I have something similar to this bloom too. This one's called Lavender Blue Baby. And then you have the Stella Diors, which do great. This is a little bit smaller variety, not as tall, called Rosie Returns. This Jolyn Nicole is really pretty. Look at this. So they have some super bells, some begonias. Ooh, this is some Trinella. This is a pretty foliage though. Very, very pretty. We have all the Angelona here. This one is this Lantana? Yeah, Lantana. The more vibrant shows more up better in your garden, but I do like all these soft colors too. And like I said, this shows up better in your garden. This is a different grass that I've never seen. One doesn't have a name on it. Don't know what that one is. Just kind of giving you an idea of what's blooming right now. I don't really need anything. All my planters are full. I do have one hanging basket that I need to plant up, but I have no idea what I want in that. Ooh, this is pretty. Dainty. I would imagine the hummingbirds would like that. This is called Summer Jewel Pink. Oh, it's a salvia. It's pretty. Lemon coral sedum. Scaevola. Have some more sun patience here. This is the purple. And this is that blush color that I made a mistake. This is coral pink. It's a pretty color too. And they have the winged begonias. Alright guys, so I'm gonna grab my cart and load up all the stuff that I already talked about. Ooh, I have some of this thyme too, remember? Called Foxley, leaf thyme Foxley. I like this in a container too. Sun patient's pretty. All right, guys, so I'll see you back at home. All right, garden friends, I love this yellow. Isn't that beautiful? So I'm gonna buy one of these for my west side garden. It's so pretty. I like stuff that are more like this color back here, but it just doesn't show up well in the garden. So I was in debates with this one or this one. But I have already a hot orange, so I think I'm gonna buy this vibrant neon yellow. And I said I didn't need anything else, you guys. Why am I doing this? And Dawn, I'm picking this up for you. You're welcome. And for Diane Lynn's project, I'm going to pick up some of these. Kings had white and red that they can gift us, but they didn't have this color. And we really like this color because of the jazzberries that we've already planted. So I'm going to grab her a few of these. So I like the gorgeous color of it. And this says sun patient, full sun to shade, compact, easy to grow. And they are beautiful, and they look great all the way till frost, you guys. Like, just beautiful. But once the frost gets it, they're gone. All right, garden friends, again, I think I'm gonna change my mind. I think I'm going to try the ladybugs, and they eat aphids, thrips, and spider mites. So they come in a pack of these right here are $10.99, so they come in a cup of 750. So there's 750 little ladybugs in here. So I'm gonna try this route. But I don't know if you can see the side over here, but it's got Tip Top Bio Control, and it's got good bugs on this side, which is really hard to show you guys, and then bad bugs. The bad bugs are aphids, caterpillars, and moths, pest fly, fungus gnat, root aphids, millibug. I didn't know that's what a millibug looked like. Scale, soil pest, grubs, yuck. That's what I have. That's what turns into your Japanese beetles. Spider mite, thrip, and whitefly, which I do see whitefly in my garden. I'm sure I have thrips. Definitely have spider mites because I can see the damage, which they're really hard to see. I don't know if I've ever seen a scale. Now that I know what it looks like, I'm sure that I have it. All right, so this is what we're gonna go with. And my favorite gloves are these H2Os. So I'm gonna grab you another pair. They're from Mud. I need a small. I have the link on Amazon too for these guys if you can't find them in your store. Probably about the same price. I think they're actually cheaper on Amazon by $1. We'll see. I'll let you know. All right, before I pay, this is my haul. So I have this gorgeous daylily, spurge, ladybugs, this in case I need it, Bitone, the beautiful sun patience for Diane Lynn, plant tone, and the Milorganite. Alright guys, everything's a little bit more quieter now, so I can come out here and actually work. I did go shopping today, and I went to Pikes, and I changed my mind, and instead of getting spider mite treatment for this, I bought some ladybugs. So I'm gonna try that to see if that works. I don't know, you guys, like, I'm really worried about it. I'm hoping that it'll like really work out. When you open these boxwoods up, they're just like so much dead stuff in it, but I guess that's normal because you're not getting any kind of light. All right, so now when we have a cluster like this one right here, when it's completely Like I got a big cluster and there's no new blooms on there. So I'm gonna cut this all the way back until I see 5 leaves that go out, not inward. So this whole thing can come off. All of this whole big cluster. So every rose is a little bit different, but this one, all of it could come off in one big piece. Now like this one right here, I already got some new growth right there. And this one's coming out this way, this one's going out that way. So I'm gonna snip it right above. Do you see how this went towards the inside? I don't want my new growth to grow inwards. I want it to grow outwards. So that's why I wanted everything to continue to grow out this way instead of inward. You see how this leaf went in that way? So when I cut the other one right above it, it was going this way. So if I was, just to show you, see how this one's going, this would go be inwards and this one's going outwards, I would cut right above that, right there, and then dispose of that, even though I disposed of both of them. So I came back over here and got all the Japanese beetles off this morning, and now I have more, but now they're really easy to fly away. So I couldn't, and I just lost that one. So definitely in the morning, it's definitely easier to catch them while they're a little bit more full and sleepy. That's how I prune my roses. Now everything has been already one big flush. Even the ones that were over there, they were like gorgeous, and I got like a nice second flush, but this, all of this is the second flush. I had gorgeous pictures in April, I think it was. April was a great tour for all my David Austin roses, if you want to go back and look at that video. However, we had a ton of rain, and I could see a ton of beetles again on my roses over there. But anyways, we got a ton of rain, and it was like a heavy rain with lots of wind, and it just blew all my blooms over, and it made it one big sloppy mess. So I had to like prune almost that whole entire, all those roses off. So this one right here is called Boscabelle. I bought it from Bare Root as well. And this one, it has like pinks and corals, and it's just a really pretty color, and it's a great rebloomer. And the health on it's really good too. Another beetle. The one thing nice about deadheading is, missed my bucket. The nice thing about deadheading, for one, is that you can control the size. If you don't like one big cane, you can go ahead and just make it go all the way down. You could do that. It encourages it to, instead of having all that energy and all those dead blooms or whatever, like it gives it new energy for the ones that are blooming. I love roses that are rebloomers. Smell on this one's not as good as my Gabrielle Oak. The smell on that one's better, but I like the colors on this one, if that makes any sense. This one just blended in. This whole big weed right here. Do you guys know what kind of weed this is? Because I have a lot of these weeds that look just like this. Why can't the Japanese beetles eat this? No, they want my good stuff. So I guess I don't blame them. I like the good stuff too. I just did a whole garden tour with my friend Catherine, and she says that she's got the perfect ecosystem, that she has no bugs. I'm like, she said they're there for 10 days and they're gone. Well, I've had mine for way more than 10 days and they're not gone. All right, so now I need to get to these alliums over here. I'm gonna bring you closer. All right, so I bought ladybugs. It was so fun to have the ladybugs in the car with me. pull up. Yep. And to see those little things like kind of move around in their containers. I can't believe there's 750 of those in there. Look how tall this is, you guys. Look. I am 5'6". Look at this. I like this one. This one still looks good in the garden, but I'm going to go ahead and pull it up. It's probably going to pull up with the bulb and everything. See? Look. Almost as tall as me. This one's still really pretty. This one would still look really good in a Christmas tree as a dried arrangement. Really pretty. All right, so deadheading, weeding's done, trimmed all the out of control boxwoods that were inside. I did see some black spot, so I feel like I need to come back with some kind of Rose RX or fungicide, copper fungicide, plant on that. Usually when I see that, I like to pull all those leaves off, but there's a lot of it. So it's either I cut it all the way back and let it regrow, or we just had a lot of rain, and I think with a lot of rain comes with a lot of fungus. Even though I'd drenched them with everything that I could before they even leafed out, still have it. It's not as bad. Okay, what I have right now here is deer and rabbit repellent. So they've been eating kind of in the quadrants all the way up in here because they ate around that. So what I'm going to do mainly, off right here, it's just kind of spray around the perimeter, I think, to kind of to see if that will deter the deer. Deter the deer. I really don't care if it's on whatever here. I just don't want the deer to come. All right, for the ones that has never heard of Milorganite, here it is. And I bought this at Pikes. They do have it. I think they have it at Lowe's and Home Depot as well. I know Tractor Supply has it. It's great for the lawn. If you want to green up your lawn, this is great for that too. If your plants need iron, it's got a lot of iron in it. That's great for that too if you're seeing any chlorosis. I usually do the iron tone or some type of liquid iron for that. But this is great. So this is not going to hurt anything. I can put half a bag down here and it's not going to really destroy my lawn or anything like that. But the reason and the science behind this is that it's made from, I have to read up on it and show you guys. I read up on it before, but let me see if I could tell you where it's made from. I know it's made in Milwaukee. Has recycled nutrients resulting from the city's water reclamation process into Milorganite slow-release nitrogen fertilizer. Consumers can apply these valuable recyclable nutrients with plant growing power in the form of Milorganite. So yeah, it's made from recycled nutrients from the city's water reclamation. That's how you say that. So you can look it up as well, but it's good for the lawn care. It's good for trees, shrubs, annuals, perennials, roses, and vegetables. So it's not going to hurt anything. If it keeps the deer away, fine. If not, it's going to give it some iron to green it up, and it's going to give it some fertilizer, I guess. Slow release nitrogen fertilizer. So it looks like pellets. Let me pour a little bit in here and show you. Some weeds in there. We'll have to lift weights after this. This is what it looks like. And it doesn't. I mean, it smells, it doesn't smell bad. It doesn't smell like urine or anything like that by any means. So it looks like little black pellets. All right, so I'm on the other side of my property, and you can see where my arch is right there. We use this so we can come in and out because we don't want to take these stakes up all the time. But can you see the invisible line right here? Right here. So I got a line there. Actually got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines on this. It's fishing line, so it's really hard to see. Sometimes I see fishing wire. I don't mean, it's not really literally a fishing wire. I don't even think there's even such thing as fishing wire, just fishing line. But what I'm gonna do is just go down the perimeter because this is how they come. That's the lake house. The lake is behind the lake house back there. So they kind of come up, or even sometimes they come up this tree line right up in here and then hit my yard. So I'm gonna just go along this fence, invisible fence right now, just to try to give them a different path. So let me go get my Milorganite and let's give this a try. Now for one, you gotta lay it down thick. You cannot, or like do it in like little piles. If you sprayed it on really thin, it wouldn't do anything. This is my bed that my husband made me. It's all made out of cedar, and this is all my cut flowers right here. I need to do like a little special video and tell you what kind of flowers are in here, but I'm gonna honestly have to go back because all my tags are completely covered up now. I know this is like a dark hibiscus. This is supposed to be really good for cut flowers too. This is cosmos. I think these are straw flowers. Of course, I've got sunflowers, zinnias. These straw flowers are really pretty. Playing around this year, you guys. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just playing. Next is the Maxi, the plant food for roses. I'm sure it's more for roses too. I've actually already put them on my planters and everything. So it's just plant food. Seaweed brand plant food. Micronutrients. Maxi Bloom Formula. It's a 3-20-20 water soluble concentrate, bud and bloom. It says type of plant: roses, orchids, fuchsias, begonias, geraniums, petunias, marigolds, containers, hanging baskets, annual color, perennials, trees, and shrubs. So that covers a lot, don't you think? Alright, so I do have one of my hose reels. I got the Vego Garden Hose Retractable Reel, which I love, and this one is from Giraffe. I've got one on the side and one in the front, which both are really nice. And then if you don't have a really nice hose, what is this thing called? Reel? It's not a reel. Well, yeah. Whatever this thing's called. I'm tired. I can't think. Nozzle. If you don't have a good hose nozzle, Dram makes a really good one. This comes out yellow, by the way. See? So I'm just going to continue to do this with all 4 quadrants, and this is what the Maxi looks like close up. And I'll throw the application rate, which for outdoors, 1 heaping tablespoon per gallon is what it requires. And then I just use this to kind of give me a guide. But there you go, Maxi. Alright guys, if you're wondering how the new sode's doing, this is from Tiff Turf from Super Sod. Not being any more happier. This is just where it's probably uneven from mowing, but we've already mowed it once. It's just gorgeous, so trying to keep it watered. It's already rooted in really well, which is really nice. So I just put all the Maxi on, and I was thinking this is more fertilizer, but it says plant food as well, which this is what I use as fertilizer early March into April. I don't know guys, I need to do more research about fertilizer versus plant food. Unless you guys can educate me, because someone commented that fertilizer is not the same as plant food, but this clearly says all-purpose plant food, not fertilizer. I don't know, I'm confused. It's a plant tone 533. Let me just read it to you. It says plant tone is the original all-natural plant food made from the finest quality ingredients. No fillers or sludges are ever used. The organics in plant tone break down gradually to provide a long-lasting food reservoir throughout the growing season. We also add biotone, a proprietary blend of microbes that biologically enhance our plant food to ensure superior plant growth. And because every ounce of plant tone is manufactured in our state-of-art solar-powered plant, quality and consistency are guaranteed. Use Espoma plant tone with the confidence that you have chosen the very best. Espoma, the most trusted name in organics since 1929. There you go. So I just gave it water-soluble plant food. Now I'm going to give it some more long-lasting plant food. And this stuff smells awesome. Does not smell awesome. It smells like turkey poop, but I'm just saying that. I really don't know what turkey poop smells like, but I grew up on a farm and I know what, pig manure and cow manure smells like. Put it in here and make it a little bit easier. There you go. Plant tone. Those are wet. Yeah. Alright, what I'm going to do is just grab a handful and just kind of pull it around the base of the plant. The canopy. Wherever your leaves kind of fall, that's your canopy. So supposedly that's where your roots are. So this is the really tall verbena that I was telling you about. This is called Brazilian verbena. We put this in Bonnie's garden. She had a really tall holly in the corner, and it needed to be filled in. So we were going to use perennials to do that. Perennials come back year after year, by the way. So anyways, we did the Walker's Low in front because they weren't as tall as this Brazilian verbena. You guys, I need to walk up there and take a picture because it's gorgeous. So it hasn't been in the ground not even a month, and it has grown and it's really, really tall. Let me tell you how tall it is. So it says it grows to 48 inches tall. Blooms early to midsummer. It's lavender. It's an outstanding continuously, sorry about that, flowering plant with 2-inch lavender flowers that bloom on tall, coarsely haired stems. Excellent for the middle of the mixed border or plant in mass. Attracts hummingbirds and butterflies. And it is so pretty. Plant in full sun. Zone 7 to 10, you guys. So that's a big area, a big zone. But look, it is pretty. It's gorgeous. Look at the bloom. And I do need to go just just to show you a short little clip of what hers looks like, because I was just like, oh my gosh, I've got to go back and get more. But I thought about putting in the cottage garden, but I thought it'd be pretty in here, mixed in with these roses. What do you guys think? So I don't know if how long it's going to take me to plant this, but like, vote number 1 if you think it looks pretty in the rose garden, and number 2, comment number 2 if you think it'll be prettier in the cottage garden. 1 for rose garden, 2 for cottage garden, or you can type it out rose or cottage. But I think it would be really pretty. So I have all like hot pinks in here, and with this lavender, bluish, purplish color, I think it would be really pretty mixed in. It has different texture, so I like that too. Different texture, different color. I think it would add to it. And there's not too many plants that I say that I want to add into this, except for my lavender back there. Maybe the phenomenal lavender I would do, but I have it in pots. But look, what do you think? Tell me, comment. All right, gardening friends, that took a little bit longer than I expected. Like, out of all my gardens, I thought this one would be the easiest, but it took a big chunk out of my day to get everything that I needed to do. So we deadheaded, we got all the weeds out, I pruned any of the boxwoods that need to be pruned without like taking off the top. Oh, I need to come out here and show you the ladybugs. I still have to do that. And then we talked about whether this would look good in the rose garden or cottage garden. I put plant tone down. I put water soluble plant food down, so they got 2 sources of plant food. I put down deer repellent. I put down Milorganite. That helps with iron and deer repellent. So we'll see if either one of them works. I don't need to water anything because it's already on drip, so I don't have to do that. I think everything looks really, really pretty. Oh, and like I'm still seeing, seeing the Japanese beetles. So instead of spraying, we put them in a soapy cup or squish them, which I think is gross. But anyways, if I like let them to leave, that's all they're going to do is just bury themselves in the ground. We already talked about that. It's plain. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe my videos. I know I say that every single time, but it's so important because I'm really, really trying to grow my channel. And I'm putting a lot of effort into it. I hope that it's inspirational for you. So make sure you like. That way YouTube will share it out. And the more likes I get, the YouTube's like, oh, everybody loves this video. So they'll like push it out more, which I hope you love every video that I do, hopefully. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And since our May garden tour, this is mid-June now, or kind of mid-ish June, we have done the maintenance on our rose garden, our front landscape garden, and then the west side garden. And that garden was specially made because it's on a hill and it was eroding, and it's between 2 houses. So the only thing that we have left is the cottage garden and the hydrangea garden, and then the side garden and the little raised garden beds that I have all my cut flowers in. So stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends. So it's about 7:30, and it is time to put out the ladybugs. So it is suggested on the back that you either put it out late afternoon or in the evening. So it's in the evening, so we are going to put these out. There is supposed to be 725 of these little things, and it's pretty interesting what it says. It says the ladybug is very aggressive, beneficial insect during both its larvae and adult stages. Ladybugs are normally found in clusters of 10 to 50 and will begin to hatch in 3 to 10 days. The alligator-shaped larvae are black with orange spots and immediately begin to eat pests. The adult ladybug will feed and lay eggs for many days. The new generation will repeat this cycle. So I think it's kind of cool. So hopefully we can battle these spider mites on these boxwoods. The new growth looks great, but you can see the old growth has all that speckling on it, which means that we either had spider mites or still do. So we're going to try this. Instead of spray, we are going to try the little ladybugs. See them all in here. Cute, huh? It's better than spray. Alright, so I think I'm just going to put one down in each thing, and hopefully they'll all find their way.